Right guys, welcome back to another episode, and today we have SHAUNS 901.2 ES800, the results. It made some crazy power, man, so you gotta find out and see what that did. We had some maintenance work done on the blue car. We'll go through that and some common issues that come up with builds like these, and lots more as always, so keep watching.
So behind me we have got SHAUNS 901 Gen 2 coming for our ES800 package. We've had it on the dyno. We've got some really good numbers out of this car. So we are just going to be boxing the car up now. I'm going to take it out on the road, do a few road logs and see what numbers we get. But yeah, this one's going to be mad. We've got to change the wheels and tyres because currently on it at the moment he's got winter tyres, so we can't be running that on the road on winter tyres. But yeah, you'll see the dyno graphs, you'll see the road figures, so stay tuned because this has pushed some big power.
Right guys, so SHAUNS ES800 is complete, and I think after this we might even need to rename the package because it made some insane power. This is literally the highest ES800 package that we have had on a 901.2. So to run through the package, the ES800 consists of our hybrid turbos, our exhaust, our headers, DO88 intercoolers with the wide pipe, plenum, intake pipes, and our custom tuning from obviously the man himself, Emre. So this car came in, as you remember we spoke about previously, it was running on a really poor tune. We changed the plugs in it, we put new coil packs in it, so just to bring the maintenance all completely fresh, and Emre started working his magic, and yeah, as you can see, it made some insane power. So it made 902 horsepower at the wheels. So that's approximately 1,060 crank horsepower, which is insane. Also the torque we've kept quite safe as well. As you can see, it comes in and it's pretty flat and holds all the way to the end. So it's not like a peak torque right down low, which could be dangerous for a stock engine car. And if you remember this car before, it was quite, you know, it was peaking torque really low down. So that sort of things is not good for stock rods. This car is still stock engine and stock clutch. So yeah, we have to make sure that the tune obviously accommodates for that. Here's a quick comparison over the power now, which is the red graph, and how it was previously when it came in. As you can see, the torque was peaking very early on the car and then it was flattening down and coming down, whereas now it comes in a whole load more torque anyway and then it peaks much later on in the RPM range. And in terms of the power figures, the difference in the mid-range is over 180 wheel horsepower more, which continues to increase, and at the end it's a crazy 350 odd horsepower, wheel horsepower difference there as well. So yeah, this is insane gains. This is obviously, as a lot of you know, the 901.2 signature package is the ES800, and we can't wait to get it on the road. So there's two things now. One is the car's on winter tyres at the minute, so yeah, we can't test 900 horsepower on winter tyres. However, we're going to stick the wheels from my blue car onto that and then see what it does with that. The other thing is the weather. So it's kind of dry now. It's a bit miserable and grey. Hopefully we get a dry patch so we can get some numbers out of it, because I'm really keen and anxious to see what it does. I mean, power figures like that, they should do some crazy road numbers. So let's see if the weather stays on side and we can get some numbers. We'll keep you posted and let you know how it goes. Right guys, so I know I've mentioned a few times before about our 992 engine build program. However, this one is finally going to be going under the knife next week, I guess. Yeah, the engine will be getting out and being shipped off to Turkey, to Emre. He'll be working his magic, and we're going to be getting something a little bit different, quite custom on this. I'm not going to go into too many details, but this is going to take the 992 platform to a different level. Like literally, not only power-wise, but performance-wise as well. The platform of the 992 already we've shown you on ES700, ES800, ES900, how potent these cars are with the just bolt-ons. You know, they're almost dipping into the eights, with a 9 dead on the quarter mile being the record right now for an ES900. So they're really, really fast cars. So you can only imagine, just think about the numbers that are going to be coming out once, you know, we can actually get this engine built to our custom spec, level it up as always, and really take it over to the next level of performance. So yeah, this is going to be coming up with some big things, and we're going to be giving you lots of updates over winter, maybe even a trip over to Turkey to show you again how it all works over there. And with this coming together, then yeah, next year, man, listen, OG battles next year. If anyone wants to line up against the built 992, then I feel sorry for you, because you thought the 991s were fast. These are going to be next level. Right guys, as you can see, the engine is out of the blue car at the minute. Don't worry to all the haters, it's not an engine issue or anything like that. So listen guys, when you have a car or a setup with this sort of power, you do need regular maintenance. So we are changing the DFI injectors on the car at the minute. For that, the engine has to be removed, the intake manifold has to be taken off, and then the injectors are then changed over. So Danny's cracking on with that at the minute. The reason for that is because we obviously run ethanol and race fuels through the injectors. These DFI injectors are standard OEM Porsche. We run a separate fuel system for port injection that runs alongside that, which we use ID injectors, and they are more accustomed to running with race fuel. The stock OEM injectors obviously are not designed from the factory to deal with race fuel, so occasionally, sometimes you do need to change them. So it just brings it across to, like, look, when you're running a car with 1800 horsepower, these are maintenance things that you're going to have to think about. Doing regular oil servicing like you would do with any car. Changing plugs more often than not, changing coil packs, changing lambda sensors, again, very often, because you need to be running race fuel and ethanol. And again, sometimes you have issues with injectors. If they are the OEM ones, then you know they're not designed to run ethanol, so sometimes they need to be changed. With a modified car, you need to make sure that your maintenance is on point and it keeps up to date with the actual modifications that you have on the car.
So yeah, this is the ES1500 engine out of Amir's blue car, our shop car, that has all the R&D work done on it to help obviously all these other customers get the numbers that they want and obviously chase the numbers they need. So yeah, we took this car out last week, and we were getting some really good numbers out of it. I put it onto the ramp just to do like a maintenance, just go over the car, make sure everything was all good before we took it back out to run. I changed the plugs, but when I took one of the plugs out, it was just soaked in fuel. So to sort of make sure I knew exactly what injector it was, I put the stock ECU on it. As soon as the stock ECU was on the car, I turned the ignition on, it just pumped fuel straight away, and one of the cylinders was just raining with fuel. So it just, like, the thing is, these never go, these injectors. I think I've had it on one other car and that's it. I've just fitted them now, so once that's all done, I'll do all my tests before the engine goes back into the car, which will be obviously like leak down, boost leak checks, stuff like this. So once that's all done and dusted, we'll get the car running, we'll get the car back out, and we'll try and get this mid 8-second quarter mile. We'll see. So, but yeah, I think we've I've gone over everything on this now. Everything's literally 10-10. So yeah, I've just got to put the inlet back on, put it back in the car, run it up, and yeah, let's see what we can do.
as we've shown you, Sean's car made some crazy power. However, we had to take the power down a little bit for the road because his clutches couldn't handle it. Now, the reason for this was that we found he had a vacuum leak when the car came in. We'll show you a little clip of that now. With this vacuum leak, that line was melted due to his headers blowing. So he had it at a top speed event previously and it caused the line to melt, and then that caused the vacuum error. Now on the 991s, the whole cooling system is basically controlled by vacuum. So when you have a vacuum leak in one of these lines, the cooling will be affected. It comes up with a cooling error on the dash as well. So this particular line helped control the cooling of the PDK. So what was happening, his PDK gearbox was overheating. The fluid was getting really, really hot, and the clutch has basically been damaged due to that. So it's been sort of a combination of the bad parts previously, and then the tuning. It had quite an aggressive PDK tune on there as well previously, so that's caused further damage to the actual clutch. So we've had to tone it down a little bit for the draggy, but as you can see, it's still running some crazy numbers.
Guys, you need to see what this thing does next week. Injectors being changed, bigger turbos, you know what's coming, because this car's already been 8.7. We're hoping for something faster.